So I optimize PPC on a weekly basis. What date range would I consider to adjust bids based on ACOS 30 days to the last 7 days? Someday ACOS was in the target range when filtered by the month, but out. So we sort of take a hybrid, like middle road of these. You can also use 14 days is what we would often use. So there are pros and cons to each. And the one thing that we found is that if you look at shorter day ranges, you figure out what's happening now. But sometimes if you're only looking at, say, 14 days in our example, maybe something has gotten, to the point of maybe 15 clicks in a 30-day period. But if we only ever look at 14 days, we're missing out on a lot of that data set that could, again, kind of highlight things that we should be optimizing. But then again, to your point, if you only look at long date range, 30 days, then you're not seeing what's happening right now. And sometimes you're like, oh, things look great. And they're really not over the last, days or weeks. And so what we will do is we'll look at a 14-day window for our general optimizations, meaning what's working, let's increase it, what's not working, let's decrease it. And then we also, on another day of the week, will look at a longer date range. So say last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And then we'll say, okay, what are all of the things that have enough data to make a decision on? So these are primarily clicks with no sales, or things that have significant amount of clicks, only say 1 to 2 orders, and the ACOS is like crazy. Crazy being like 100% over for most of our accounts. Unless, for example, the account's running at like overall 80% or like a 60% ACOS, because then we're in supplements and maybe we go up to like 120. So again, things are very relative. But again, we're looking at this longer date range to go, okay, if we were only looking at the shorter date range, what poor performing targets might we have missed because we're not gaining that broader perspective? So what we found is that if we do both, right? So it's like pros and cons, weigh the pros and cons. Is there an optimization sequence that I could use that could get rid of the majority of the cons? And so that's what we've chosen to do.